Maria Shilaos from the KSL Greenhouse with you this morning. And today we're at the USU Botanical Center. We are in the demonstration gardens with Sheriden Hansen. And Sheriden, it's always fun to be here with you to see the fun things that you're growing. Now this year you've tried some really interesting things with trellises and vines. So show us what you've got going here.
We have this fantastic trellis that we did everything in the cucurbit family and a couple other things. We've just kind of made it really fun. So we took 16-foot cattle panels and arched them over, attached them with T-posts and some zip ties, and this one we've got cucumbers growing. So you can see this is an Asian cucumber called Suyo Long. It's beautiful. It is a little bit spiny, but it has these beautiful long fruit on it, and we trellis it up. We use what's called a tape gun. And it just has a staple that is attached to it, and that helps us to be able to trellis these plants easily and get them up off the ground and growing. Now, here and there, you may see something called a snail vine, and it is a vine that we use to add a little bit of flower to and bloom to this trellis as well. So you can see it here. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it looks like snails that are blooming, and it will give us just a little bit of color as we move through. So that's not in the cucurbit family, but we used it for a little bit of bloom. We've got a pie pumpkin just here, and you can see this one really filled in the arch beautifully, and you can see these cute little pumpkins just here. Now, if I was to trellis a larger pumpkin, I might have to use some netting to hold it up so it doesn't fall off the vine. But where I'm doing pie pumpkins, smaller size pumpkins, it will hold it nicely and not drop from the weight. So not a huge fruit, but really interesting and really fun for the kids to walk through and kind of see what we have available and growing on these arches.
So how do they stay up? You would think they would be just too heavy.
Yeah, you would think they would be too heavy, but really that weight of that small fruit, it's not too bad. And those vines are pretty strong and they're able to hold it. So doing really well. And getting these up and trellised has made finding squash bugs a little bit easier. So we're not on the ground like trying to dig through all the plants. They're up and off the ground.
So maybe they're healthier?
They are a little bit healthier, and it's been a lot faster, I would say, for us to find the squash bugs in this system versus
before they start taking down your plant.
Yeah, so we do have to stay on top of that in these systems as well. This is a really interesting plant. This is called a zucchini rampicante, and you can see the fruit. It's very long, and it is trellised, so they usually do go straight when they're trellised. When they're not trellised, they can be a little bit more curly. But this whole neck piece here does not have seeds in it, and you can eat this like a summer squash when it's nice and light green like this, or we can allow them, you can see it here, to start to turn orange. So this one's starting to turn, and you can see the color starting to change, and then we would use it as a winter squash. So once the skin hardens and kind of cures, we can definitely use it a little bit differently, and then you would roast it instead of using it as kind of a fresh green summer squash. But I mean, look at the size of some of these. They are just incredibly large and just very interesting to walk by and see. These are ones that I worry about the weight, but so far so good. I haven't had any drop yet, so hopefully we're okay.
And the flavor a lot like summer squash.
Yes, a lot like summer squash or zucchini. It is a really nice eating squash, and you don't have to deal with the seeds if you just eat the neck part. So great, right?
All right.
The last vine I want to show you is over here. This is just insanely wild. This is called a purple potted pole bean, and you can see it's filled in this entire cattle panel just beautifully, so full. It has these gorgeous little purple flowers that you can see right here, and you can see the new beans that are forming as well. And when the beans are fully formed, it's a flat bean, so it's not really a rounded bean, but they are delicious. They are really good. And when you cook them, they do turn green, so they don't maintain that purple color, which is kind of disappointing. But I mean, still, if you were to just barely blanch them and then put them in ice water, you could probably retain some of that purple color and do a beautiful summer salad. So
yeah, I'm wondering about just used raw in a salad.
Yeah,
could you, or are they not?
Beautiful. No, they're good. We eat them
they're
raw
good?
all the time. Yeah.
Okay, there's proof.
They're so good.
Sharon, thanks so much for sharing this.
Yes,
I mean,
happy
I love
to.
how the leaves are also so beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're kind of heart-shaped, and they have a little tinge of purple to them as well. So just a gorgeous plant. And you could grow it ornamentally. You don't have to harvest the beans, but I think it's that added bonus where you get the harvest from it as well. So you're getting 2 for the price of 1.
And thank you for joining us. Make sure you check out the KSL Greenhouse Saturday mornings from 8 to 11.